We are solving two problems based on prisms from ray optics. Let us see this first question. What it says is, the refractive index of the material of the prism is root 2. Given that refractive index of the prism is root 2. And the angle of the prism A is given as 30 degree. One of the two refracting surfaces of the prism is made a mirror inwards by silver coating. So, if you try to draw the diagram for that, what's the meaning of that is, if this is the prism, one surface is coated in such a way that a mirror, the light reflects inwards. That means outside it is coated with some kind of color. Now what happens is, when a light enters to the prism, so this is the light that it enters, this is the normal, this is the angle of incidence, you could call it like I1, it has gone this way, this is called angle of refraction. As this is coated with silver, it goes and comes back. What's the meaning of that is, it doesn't emerges out because there is a mirror outside. Angle of refraction inside at the second surface are to equal to 0 because it is coming back to the normal in all the way. When a monochromatic light entering the prism from the other face will retrace its path. Yeah, as I told, it goes and comes back, obviously. If the angle of incidence on the prism of what? I1 is how much he is asking. So first thing that what we can say is, angle of the prism, as we have said, equal to R1 plus R2. Angle of the prism is given as 30 degree. R1 plus R2 equal to 0 because the other side is coated with mirror. That implies R1 equal to 30 degree. That's the first thing that we have understood. Once if you understood that R1 equal to 30, between this at the first surface, I can apply Snell's law. What is that says? Mu2 by mu1 equal to, mu2 is to where it goes, mu1 is from where it is coming, I is where it is striking in the first medium, R is refraction in the second medium. Now the second one is prism, first one is air, sin I1 by sin R1 is already found as sin 30. Mu of the prism is given to us in the problem as root 2. That implies root 2 by 1 equal to sin I into sin 30. So sin I equal to root 2 into sin 30. That is root 2 into sin 30 is 1 by 2. That is 1 by root 2. That implies angle of incidence equal to 45 degree. So in this case, angle of incidence is 45 degree. That's how we have to solve that first problem. This is given in NEET 2017, again from ray optics. A thin prism having refracting angle 10 degree is made up of glass of refractive index 1.42. The prism combined with another prism of refractive index 1.7. This combination produces dispersion without deviation. So what he is saying is, two prisms are arranged in such a way that this is prism 1, this is prism 2. It produces dispersion without deviation. So it was arranged in such a way that it goes this way. Whatever happens inside, outside the light get dispersed into different colors. There is a dispersion, but there is no deviation, if that is the case. So for that, we need to know what is the deviation for a thin angled prism. What do you mean by thin angled prism? Means angle of prism is small, then that is called thin angled prism. We know that the refractive index of the prism equal to sin of a plus d by 2 by sin of a by 2. For small angled prism, sin theta equal to theta. So mu becomes a plus d by 2 by a by 2. 2 will cancel. mu A equal to A plus D. So deviation D equal to mu A minus A, that is A of mu minus 1. That's the deviation of one prism. Second also will have the same deviation. So he is saying the effective deviation is equal to 0. What is that meaning is, one deviation is opposite to the other deviation and their sum is equal to 0. I have written minus to say that they are an opposite. So deviation 1 is A1 mu 1 minus 1 minus deviation 2 is A2 mu 2 minus 1 equal to 0. That means deviation of the first one equal to the deviation of the second one. Then I can write A2 by A1 is mu 1 minus 1 by mu 2 minus 1. You are asked to find out A2. A1 is given to you in the problem as 10. Refracting angle means angle of prism. Mu 1 is given as 1.42. Mu 2 is given as 1.7. Right? Minus 1. 1 minus 1. So A2 by 10 equal to 0.42 by 0.7. So that becomes 0.42 by 0.7 means what we can say is 4.2 by 7. That is 0.6. Right? Is A2 by 10. So A2 equal to 0.6 into 10, that is 6 degree. B is the answer for the problem. So it's a simple problem, but you need to know the basic concepts to solve the problem, that for a small angle prism what is the deviation. There is no deviation means deviation of the one is cancelling the deviation of the other. Just derive the condition and use it so that you will get the answer. Okay, thank you for watching.